Hi. So, it has been forever since I've done a video, and I feel really bad about that. I have been so busy between school and mainly school. And then when I'm not doing school, I'm either, hanging out with my family or I make these people and things out of the tiny rubber bands. I know not a lot of people do that anymore. Like, that was a big thing a long time ago, but I still enjoy it. And I watched Hamilton in August, which I had heard a couple of the songs, but I hadn't heard all of it because, it had not the best stuff in it. But it came onto Disney Plus, and so we watched it, and I love it. And so I made the Schuyler sisters. So I've got Angelica, Eliza, and Peggy, and I love them so much. So yeah, I've mainly been doing those kind of things, and not a lot of reading. Also, I have a couple videos that, I will, whatever it's called, film, that's the word. I will film these videos, and I have like a bunch filmed, and either I never import them to the computer to edit, or I do, but I never get to actually edit them because the computer is where me and my sister do our school on, and so we're always on that, one of us doing school, or if we're not, it's because it's storming, or because we're doing other stuff. So there's not a lot of time for me to edit all these videos that I'm filming. So I keep having to redo it. So my plan was to do a summer reading wrap-up and then go back to monthly. But I haven't done one since May. So this is going to be from June to August what I read. And then stuff about like what I want to read in September and stuff. So the first book that I read in June for so far this is summer reading. My summer reading was June 8th to August 6th. Or maybe 5th. I don't know. I got it mixed up where I thought I had an extra day than I did. And so I was really sad because they're like, okay, summer reading's over. I'm like, no, tomorrow. It was supposed to end tomorrow. And so I didn't get to finish all of what I was supposed to. Yeah. But the first book I read was The Toll by Neil Shusterman. And I gave it 3 stars when I finished it. That's pretty much what I do if I don't know how I feel about it. I just put 3 stars because it's in the middle. But honestly, I'm thinking about making it less stars, which really makes me sad. But I didn't like it as much. Like, I really loved Scythe, and then Thunderhead was great. And then this one, it could have been so much better if they would have chose a different plot. Which, I mean, is obvious, but I mean, I saw a thing that it could have went one way, and if it would have went that way, it would have been a great book, but they went the other way, and I just, personally, I don't care for that kind of stuff. So, yeah. Then I read 12 Finally by Wendy Mass, which I really like this series. I read 11 Birthdays in March or something, and I was like, yeah, I like it, it's kind of weird, but as the series goes on, you get to know the characters, and I love it, because even though it changes point of view on who it is about, you still get everybody, and it's great. So I gave 12 Finally 4 stars. Which I totally recommend the Willow's Falls series. Please, just read it. It's great. Then I read The Titan's Curse by Ridley Pearson. I always... Kitty! Sorry, my cat was falling down. The Titan's Curse by Rick Riordan. And I gave it 4 stars. I really like that one. I think so far the first one's still my favorite, but Titan's Curse is definitely up there. I didn't care for Sea of Monsters as much, but that's just me. Then, skipping now to July, I was told it's huge, and so I didn't get to read very much after that. But July, I read 13 Gifts by Wendy Mass, and I also gave this one, I think I gave the whole series 4 stars, just because for some reason I couldn't bring myself to give it 5 stars. But that's just a problem I have. I rarely give anything 5 stars. But I love these books so much. Yeah. And then I read the first book of Left Behind the Kids. And did I ever read it? No, I haven't rated it yet. I read this in July. It's really hard for me because, like, you know, I liked it, but it also, you know, freaked me out because it was in my dreams the whole couple days I was reading it. And my friend's like, yeah, that happens to everyone. And I'm like, maybe not. I don't know. I'm gonna read them eventually. I have, like, the first 5 or 6 here at the house. I just can't bring myself to pick another one up. But, you know, they're good. Then I read The Last Present by Wendy Mass, which is also Willow Falls, and I gave it 4 stars. This was supposed to be the end, I found out. And so, you know, I was like, what? No, it can't be the end. But then I found out, oh, there is another book. And it makes sense to me at the end. I was like, okay, I can see why people wanted a second one. And I'm really glad they made another one because I love it so much. Then I read The Remarkables by Margaret Pearson Haddix. And I gave it 3 stars. But I don't know. The plot twist, I guess I'll just call it. That's what other people were calling it. To me, it seemed like she was writing and she was halfway through. Like, and then, oh wait, what if it was this? And I just switched it and didn't fix stuff behind her. And it just, why? But like the first 150 pages I read in like a day. And I wasn't even like just throughout the day, just for the whole 150 pages. And then 2 days took me to read the other half. Because I just didn't like it as much. I liked the characters, and if it was just like about them, like their life and stuff, that could have been so fun. Like, I just wanted them just having fun and being friends. But instead I got a plot, which is fine. Maybe I was just, you know, in the mood for Willow Falls and Wendy Mass. But it just wasn't as good as I thought it could have been. Then I read The Girl with 500 Middle Names, which you guys know because now we've gotten to the reading rush. I really liked this book. I gave it 4 stars. My only complaint is that it was so short. Like, it could have been such a bigger book. And the title always confused me. But reading, I'm like, oh yeah, that totally makes sense. That's awesome. Kind of thing. So I definitely recommend reading that. Then I read The Book Thief by Marcus Zuzak. And I love it so much. I actually did give it 5 stars. And it is so good. Like, it took me a while because I was trying to clean it up, just because I could. Um, like I started reading and it said the D word. I'm like, I can clean this up. And so I went and I got stuff and I just took out the little words because it's fun. I don't know. I am the kind of person who doesn't like language. But I really love it and everybody should read it. It's can't talk apparently. It's told from the point of view of death during like World War II, and it is amazing. Like, it's hard because it's so sweet at times, but then like the whole time I'm like, this is so sweet and great and happy, but then I'm kind of like, why is this so happy? Like, I don't know, suspicious, like something's gonna happen. And of course, like, I had seen the movie a couple years ago, so like I knew everything, but it was a big enough gap where I was able to enjoy everything. So now I really want to re-watch the movie. So I have to convince my siblings, but it will happen. Now August, I did horrible. Yeah, so I didn't get to read a lot. Also, just with life and things happening, there wasn't a lot of time for me to actually read. So I only read 2 books in August. I read The Medusa Plot by Jude Watson, I believe. It's the first book in the second 39 Clues series. Hills versus Vespers, and I love it so much. I can't wait to finish it. It's definitely my favorite of the series. I gave it 4 stars. And then I read Graceful, which is the final book in the Willis Falls series, and I gave it 4 stars. But I love it so much, and I'm really sad that that's the last one. Because I've been reading a lot of her books lately, as you know. And I'm sad because like I'm running out. I really like it. Okay, so I'm gonna do the books that I have started already, and then the books. I have a lot of books from the library, from summer reading that I was supposed to read, and then I never did, because mainly Willow Falls. Which Willow Falls is the town it takes place in. So, if you want to know, that's what it is. Yeah. So, I can't go by the first one I started that one. No. One of the ones I'm currently reading is The Battle of the Labyrinth by Rick Riordan. I am at 74 pages. I started this during summer reading, probably July, probably July, actually. And I was liking it. I got it from the library on like this free cart. And so I knew it was like damaged, but I was like, that's fine. While I was reading it, one of the pages was like ripped in half. Like, it was just ripped. And so I was like, oh no, how am I going to read it? So my friend ended up owning the book, so she took a picture of her to those pages, and then I was able to read it. I was like, great. Then I keep reading, and when I finish the left page and go to the right, the sentence doesn't make sense. I'm like, this doesn't make sense. What is wrong with it? So it's going back and forth trying to make this sentence make sense, and I thought it was my problem. And then I happened to see the page numbers, and the one side said 54, and then it said 65. So I was missing 10 pages out of the middle of the book, just ripped out. So then I was like, oh no, how am I gonna read those 10 pages? And if it's this bad, I'm not even 100 pages in, like, it's gonna be just filled with wrong ones. So I put that aside. I don't really know what I'm going to do with it. And I got one from the library, which took forever to get here. And then by the time it did, I wasn't really wanting to read it because I was reading everything else. And I was like, okay, I'll read it at the end. Like, I was going to read this on like the 6th of August and finish it in one day, and that'd be like the end of summer reading. And then I found out that it already ended like 5 minutes ago. And then I was so upset that I didn't finish this. And then, skipping a couple weeks, I was volunteering at my library, and it was a very slow day. And I forgot to bring a book with me. I had this one because I had to renew it because I had it for too long. And I was like, you know what? I might as well read it. This is my only book here. So I read some, and I'm liking it, but for some reason it's hard for me to actually pay attention to. So there's that. I am also reading. Oh shoot. Okay, so I think I was wrong. I think Medusa Plot is by Norman Corman, because this one's by Jude Watson. A King's Ransom, which I am at chapter 7, which is 48. Yeah. These are all rereads, but I love them so much. And I am reading Beauty and the Beast, the only one who didn't run away. I always get that title messed up, so I have to look. I'm reading this with my sister, and we are at 106. So we had to pause for a couple months while summer reading was happening, but now we are back to it, and it's great. I can't wait. Another book that I am reading out loud is Peter and the Secret of Rundoon, which is a reread for me, and I'm reading it to them for the first time. And look how good we're doing. This top is what we have to read. We've read all of this. And we've been on this book forever. I started it last year, but we only read a couple chapters, and then people had gotten sick and different things, and so we just didn't finish it. And so in January, I was like, okay, we're restarting it. And I keep forgetting, and they keep forgetting, and so we haven't restarted it in forgetting, but I forget to actually read it. So we're on 310 out of 480. Yeah, and I can't wait for the end because I know what's gonna happen, and they don't, and it's great because this was supposed to be the end of it was just gonna be a trilogy, and then they made 2 books after that. But what's great is that I get to say all the time when it's a tense situation, I get to say, oh, and remember, this was supposed to be the last book. And then they'll all freak out, oh no! And it's just so fun. I also have Emma by Jane Austen, which I have had for so long, and I feel really bad about it. I'm on page 58. It's my friend Cheyenne's copy, and I don't know, I just keep forgetting and starting other books, so I'm sorry. I will read this because I wanted to see the movie, and so I was like, oh yeah, I'll read the book and then watch it. But it's so big and it scares me, but I will do it. And then the last book that I can find that I'm in the middle of is To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han, and I'm on page 120, and I really want to read it. Hannah and Cheyenne, they've read it before. They read it a couple years ago together, and they read it in 2 days or something. They went so fast. And then now, fast forwarding, I think we started it in February, and we had to take the break for summer reading, but we just haven't got back to it, and I'm sad because it was like really good, and I really want to I want to know what happens. And this was I was talking to Hannah. I was like, I really want to read it, and she's like, I know, but she's like, I'm going reading all these other books. She's like, and I know what happens. I was like, but I don't. She's like, I know. So, but this will happen. It has to happen before the end of the year because then it won't count. So that's a good thing. And Kellogg's has this thing where if you buy a box of their cereal or waffles or something, they'll give you a free book. And so I probably saw it, but I thought, oh, well, that's silly because it's just going to be little board books and stuff. But we were waiting in the checkout line, and we happened to get one of the boxes. And I was looking at it, and I was like, wait. And I looked closer, and it had Escape from Mr. Lemoncello's Library on the little banner of, you could get these and more. So I was like, whoa, what? That's an actual book. I own it, and it's great. So I was like, Mom, can we actually do the deal? And so we went and did it, and so we've done it a lot, but we've only gotten 3 books so far, and 2 of them weren't for me, which is sad. But the one that is for me is I got the second book of it. It's Mr. Lemoncello's Library Olympics. Now, this was not the edition I was expecting. This book is supposed to be blue. I should have brought my other one to compare it. But I was very confused, and I thought they sent me the 3rd book. Turns out this is a different edition than what they advertised on the website, which kind of makes me annoyed. But I don't have a book that's this bright, so maybe it'll help me with challenges. I don't know. But I haven't started it yet. But I have it now. So yeah. I think that's it. I've actually filmed the video. So, yeah, I guess if you liked it, do the thumbs up. You can subscribe if you want to. Usually I would say, I usually, post to a video every week on Wednesdays. That was my thing. It has been several months when this is going up. So, I want to do one every week, but it is really hard with my computer situation because of all of these. It rains and storms a lot, and so it's hard because our computer, we have to turn it off when it storms. So that's, difficult. Yeah. Also, if you're interested, I'm not selling these copies. These are my girls, but I make these and sell them. It's right now. I have a Facebook page, which I can link down below if you're, interested in checking that out. Because why not? These are on there among a lot of other things that I have made. I've made a lot of things. Yeah. So I guess that is it, and I will see you next time. Goodbye!